I saw the girl I am dating kissing her male friend. I was serious about her and thought she was too. Need advice. When confronted, she said, he kissed me, and it just happened. Hello. I, 36M, had my fifth date with a woman, 33F, on Thursday. We were at her place, we talked about various things, had pizza, even talked a little about our thing, and how it's going, and then we went to bed, where we got physically intimate. I spent the night at her place and went home in the morning. A couple of pointers about that date: we had no exclusivity talk, although we both agreed, even before we went on our first date, to focus on each other / one person at a time. Yesterday, there was an event that showcased stuff from the Middle Ages, to which I invited her spontaneously. She declined, saying that she already made plans to go there with a male friend and that she thought I had no time because I had to work the night shift. She did tell me she could meet up the day after. I was about to meet a friend who was already there too, so I told her that I was going to go there anyway, to which she replied that maybe we would see each other there. At the end of the event, there was a fire show, and I spotted her across the venue space where the fire show was going on. I wanted to go greet her when I saw her kiss the guy she was with, a peck on the mouth. I continued to look that way, and at the end of the show, they kissed again, a peck on the mouth. I was half a second away from talking to her right then and there, but I did not and left the venue. Now, we did message a bit after she came home, 10:30 in the evening, and we agreed to meet today for some hot punch, but I did not mention that I saw her there and what she was doing. So, how should I handle this? Break it off? Go casual? Talk to her about it when I meet her? Not mention it since we had no exclusivity talk, although we did sleep together? I'm not really okay with casual. It doesn't sit well with me dating other people and screwing around. I communicated with her a few dates ago that I like to be straight and upfront, and I'd like her to be as well. Before our first date, I wrote to her that I date only one person at a time, and she echoed this. But we did not have a face-to-face exclusivity talk. I'm very curious about her explaining all of this. But no matter what she says, it would probably be best to break it off. I have no way of knowing if she will ever tell me the truth again. More than likely, she is going to be more cautious when doing those things. Update. So, I have talked to the woman, and the way it went was very interesting. I talked about how someone should not meet alone with a single friend of the opposite gender, and that if you like someone enough to want to be friends, there is no limit as to what can happen, in this case with the opposite gender. She told me that she would never give up her male friends because they are just that, friends, and that this is controlling. Even an ex she is still friends with, she would never give up because they work better as friends. She also told me how she could not cancel on the male friend she kissed on Sunday because he was on his way with the train when I asked her to go out, and she couldn't turn him back. At this point, she still believed that I didn't see her kissing in the crowd because I was there since I met up with friends of mine instead. She was very sure of herself. I then told her I lied to her about not seeing her and described her and her male friend's outfits to her. I asked her what she believes I saw that I really wanted to talk about with her. Her face turned red within a second, and when I asked again, she answered, "He kissed me." I explained how I saw her leaning into the kiss, so she, too, wanted this. She then went on about how she didn't plan this as a date and the kisses just happened. And now, get this, they went to the pub later and kissed some more, information she didn't want to divulge until I specifically asked her about it since I wrote her a text at about 8 in the evening, to which she replied at 10:30. She told me she was sorry and didn't mean it, and she feels bad about it, yada yada. I asked her how she would handle the situation if the roles were reversed and if she would forgive, to which she replied she would not. I told her that this is my answer as well, bid her goodbye, and now I'm at work. She claimed to know this friend for 2 to 3 years, and he lives outside of the city, and they see each other once a month or whatever. Honestly, if this was a friend, or a date, or an FWB, I can't even tell you anymore. But at this point, anything could be true. When she told me she was going there, and I told her I would be there as well, she said, maybe we will see each other. That in itself means she wasn't that keen on seeing me, but she didn't want to appear like she didn't want to see me. Of course, that could also be because I was there with a friend as well, and maybe she didn't want to force anything or whatever. Maybe excuses, maybe good intentions, who knows. But it's hard not to be suspicious when the exact thing I know can always happen, really happens. Whatever, she wasn't the one, and I wasn't either for her, so that's that. I feel empty, but way better than I felt before the talk. I want to thank everyone who replied to the original post and gave me very good advice that I followed. Relevant comments. Comment, you weren't exclusive. Grow up and get your controlling tendencies in check. OP, true and untrue. We did write to each other to only date one person at a time, even before the first date. But this doesn't count for anything. She clearly knew she messed up when I mentioned seeing her there, and she turned very red. She knows she messed up. Comment, you did the right thing. Especially the lying and cover-up part. Why don't people just own up to who they are? OP, thank you. I asked her this as well. She couldn't give me an answer. I also asked her if she would meet this friend again if I didn't find out about the kiss, and she again didn't know, which means, yes, but I don't want to admit it. Comment, I think you need counseling and therapy for your pre-existing belief that two people of the opposite gender cannot be friends or even be left alone with each other. OP, you're projecting a stereotype onto me that I don't fit into. Over the course of our dating, she met up with two male friends and told me about it. I did find it weird, but I didn't think much of it. I didn't even ask anything about it. I just told her to go have fun without any bad undertone or anything. I also don't want to judge someone based on preconceptions. I would have loved to be proven wrong on my thoughts. I just trusted her based on the fact that we talked and agreed to only date each other before our first date. I generally give people the benefit of the doubt. I'd even say I give them an advance payment of trust, if that makes sense. I do believe in the good in people, but I'm not naive. Also, if I agree to something or promise to do something, I will turn the world upside down to make it happen. And that's where my problem is. She didn't uphold her part.